Welcome to the first episode of the what?
Halloween horror movie marathon.
Okay, tonight we watched Salem's Lot, the 1979. I'm gonna call it a classic. Stephen King and Tobe Hooper. I don't know, the guy that made Poltergeist. So some big names in here, some recognizable actors. Let's jump into it. We'll not spoil yet. Okay, so first off, all right. So acting, what did you think? Just the acting.
I don't know. Yeah, the acting was fine. It was very realistic. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, I would say the acting was good. Like the people, they played their roles well. The people did good. I mean, that one kid that had almost no lines wasn't the best, but that's probably why he had no lines. But yeah, overall the acting was pretty good. It wasn't bad, especially for the time where there probably wasn't as many readily available, kid actors or various whatever, like smaller pool to choose from. Now you have the entire state of California. So yeah, acting was all right. Overall, I'd give it, a 4. I'd say it was slightly above average.
Mm-hmm. I'd also give it a 4.
I mean, it wasn't amazing, but it wasn't bad by any means.
No, for them to do what they did with the dialogue that they had, yeah, 4.
Yeah. All right, effects. First off, I want to say, before we throw numbers at it, it was all practical effects. I mean, I think the most digital type thing they did was some green screening. Everything else was all practical.
Green screening?
I'm pretty sure some of that stuff they did with the windows, I think some of that would have been green screened.
No, it was just reverse filmed.
I think there was a green screen outside the window, though, when then they put the other footage.
No.
Well, at any rate, everything here was practical effects. So that being said, they weren't bad.
I'd give them a 4. I like the practical effects. They look good.
The vampire even looked good. The
vampire guy, he looked good. I love the yellow eyes.
Yeah, you know what? I'd agree. I'd actually say 4 for that too. It was above average, especially for the time. Like it looked good. It really did.
Yep.
Okay, this is where it drops off a little story.
What are you talking about?
You know what? It's not even the story I have a problem with. The story wasn't bad. It was the pacing that did it for me. I mean, some of the dialogue was cheesy, but I could overlook that. And the story was predictable at points, but that was fine too. But the pacing here was god-awful. It took so long for the movie. It's a 3-hour movie, and the first 2.5 hours are nothing. It's nothing at all. They spent so much time world building and character developing that you've lost all interest by the time things actually happen.
So what'd you give it?
For story, I mean, I don't want to be a dick and say 1, but 1. Like, I wanted to be more generous, but really, no. It's just painfully long for no reason.
That's crazy, because I also give it a 1. Yay! It was stupid and awful, and I hated every second of it, and I want my life back. Oh, God, was it bad.
It was, like I said, it's not that the story itself was terrible.
Yes, it was.
The story was terrible.
The pacing was awful, the story was terrible, the script was awful, the dialogue was terrible. It was just pure garbage.
Now, scare factor.
I have to give it a 1 because I can't give it a 0. I'd like to give it a 0, but
really a 1?
There was nothing. Even the jump scares, the edits were like, ugh.
Okay, yes, the edits on some of those things were.
It literally made me thought I was watching a live-action Scooby-Doo movie. The way the monster just went and popped up from the bottom of the screen, and they just cut to black. It felt like I was watching a live-action Scooby-Doo movie. It was awful.
You sound retarded.
It was awful.
Don't ignore the cancer in his throat going on here. Yeah, I'd have to say, I wanted to be a little more generous with that too. You could tell where they were trying to be scary, and I mean, the vampire looked good and everything, but yeah, it didn't do it at all. Definitely, I'd say a 1 for that as well.
Overall, we got a score of 2.5, which is higher than this movie deserves.
Well, that's still below average, so...
Still higher than this movie deserves. Stupid acting and effects being good.
Yeah. But, yeah, it's not... Honestly, it is a classic. It does have Stephen...
It's an old movie. I wouldn't call it a classic.
It has Stephen King's name on it, and the book is good.
That don't mean a thing
But
nowadays.
don't do this one. It's a very, very long movie, and it's time you're not going to get back. You're not going to enjoy yourself. Despite the decent effects and the okay acting, the story is just unbearable. This is definitely not worth it.
I wouldn't recommend it, and I'm disappointed because I was highly looking forward to it. Out of all the movies, this one, I mean, just for the box cover alone, which is like you can't see it's too.
We'll put it up on the screen.
It's very Nosferatu and creepy looking. It's very cool, and even the back of the box is like that was what I wanted to see.
Yeah, and I remember seeing this as a kid on one of the late night. You know, back then when at late night the movies on TV weren't censored and they would play the horror flicks. And I remember watching this as a kid with a neighbor buddy of mine, and it was decent at the time. We thought it was good. And looking back now, I don't know how we did, because this was terrible. Yeah, I do not recommend this. Don't watch it. Don't do anything. Luckily, it's all uphill from here. It's gotta get better.
God, I hope so. We're not off to a good start.
All right, tune in next time. There's 30 more.
Halloween, 30 more days away. Yeah.